Hi, welcome to Happier Ladies, a podcast where we discuss all things related to the Happier and Happier in Hollywood podcasts.
We're sisters
And super fans
who can't get enough happier.
So we created our own podcast to keep the conversation going.
I'm Malika Amandi, a SoCal native living in Western Massachusetts, a new mom, and an entrepreneur. I'm here with my sister, Azizi Williams.
That's me. I live and work in the LA area. I'm a not-so-new mom, and I'm an education professional in the independent school world. Malika, guess what?
What?
I went to Bakari.
Yay! Fun!
Yay!
Which one did you go to?
I went to the one in Glendale. It's at the Americana, which is one of these like really fancy outdoor malls that, I don't know, just feels special and festive. And they have a fountain and a tall tree. And I was meeting a friend there who I only get to see a few times a year. So I made the recommendation. I've heard so many good things about it. We went and it was great. It was so wonderful. It's a good vibe there.
Nice.
Highly recommend also backing up Liz and Malika's recommendation. If you happen to live near Bakari, check it out.
Well, Azizi, what happened on Happier recently?
In Happier, episode 462, Liz and Gretchen discussed the power of sharing your preferences. They talked about a way to know yourself through reflecting on things you vowed to do as a child. And they asked listeners for help regarding relatives who overgift.
Azizi, did you ever make a vow as a child?
Well, first of all, Malika, you know how bad my memory is in general. It's hard for me to remember what happened yesterday, but I do have this recollection of a conversation I was having with one of my classmates when I think it was in fourth grade. And I remember saying, I'm going to have my own school or a preschool when I grow up. So I distinctly remember knowing that I wanted to work with children or be around children. And I am doing that.
Wow.
Thing. I know, right? What about you?
I can't remember making any vows. I remember vowing to be a pediatrician, and that just fell apart.
It didn't really fall apart. It just was not your interest. That was something you never pursued. As far as I can remember.
That made it after 8th grade.
Right.
But aside from that, I don't think I did make any vows.
It would be interesting to go back and look at, I don't know, what could help you remember if there were any vows, looking at old photos or talking to old friends.
So I started journaling when I was 9 or 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I have journals for that many years. So I could go back and reread things. It's just in the past, it's been really daunting and painful to reread old journals.
Yes.
But maybe now I could see what I could find and flip through. That could be interesting.
Especially if you're looking for something specific. If you have that goal in mind when you go back. I also started journaling around that age. And I feel like at milestone birthdays is when I go back and kind of reread everything or thumb through decades past.
I used to do that as my end of the year ritual. I would reread my journal for the whole year. And at some point, maybe, I don't know, it was 25 or something. I was just like, this is so boring. I can't do this anymore.
I still do that. I do, but you know what? Okay, so now we're going off on a tangent, but what I do with my past year's journal, I tend to look back like when I am in a new month. I look back and see where I was last year at the same month. I don't wait till the end of the year to do the whole thing. I'm sort of doing it along the way. And that has proved really helpful because I can anticipate different cycles in the year or, predict challenges. And I often give myself leave breadcrumbs for things I should do differently. And so that's how I engage with my journal. I wanted to share because they were talking so much about sharing preferences. This reminds me of something I discussed a few episodes back where I have decided when it comes to menu planning, I take the lead there whenever my husband asks me to do that. But also with my family, if no one is sharing their preference, I'm going to just decide. I'm going to always just do it. And I think I do that in my friendships also. When we're saying we're going to go out to dinner and it's not clear where or who, I'll just do it because that's one thing I can offer.
Yeah.
I've taken that on.
Yeah. I thought about that because Norm and I had a double date with another couple. We didn't have a plan in place. And my friend texted me, what should we do tomorrow night.
Right.
My impulse would have been like, oh, I'm open, whatever you want to do.
Right.
We're flexible. You can pick a place, particularly because this friend has a dietary restriction. So that might be important to them. But because they didn't bring it first, I decided, okay, I'm going to take Gretchen and Liz's advice and just offer something and they can decline it or say no. So I said, okay, well, how about this place? Have you ever been there? And she said, okay, I'll find out about their gluten-free options.
Oh, she took care of herself.
And then we went there. It was helpful to just make
Yeah.
a concrete suggestion, right? Versus going back and forth. And ordinarily, I wouldn't have done that, but I think it is a good protocol.
Yeah, I agree. It's a protocol that I have started to live by and it's been helpful. So, Malika, what happened in Happier in Hollywood?
So, in episode 346 of Happier in Hollywood, Liz and Sarah have a conversation with the reality TV showrunner and discuss all the ins and outs of reality television. And then later, Liz shares a hack about knowing what's in your closet. I thought this was a really interesting episode. It's so fun to hear about the behind the scenes of reality TV. That's a world I feel pretty familiar with because my husband Norm was in that world for a long time. So he's given me a lot of insights into the way things happen. But it was just fun to hear their guests' advice, especially around the listener who asked about doing a reality show based on her burlesque and pet adoption. It was such a zany but interesting combination. And the showrunner, she just knew exactly how to pitch it in such a brilliant way.
It's always fun to hear experts talk about their craft. And there was actually a moment where they talked about the importance of casting. And I can so relate to that. Even in my work, the hiring and who you bring on is so important. So I think that's advice that just transcends any industry, you know, to really think about who you're bringing in and what they're going to contribute and how that's going to affect the dynamic. And you know, in their case in particular, it was interesting to hear about how that's how you move stories along, or that's how you get the stories that you need is based on the characters that you bring in. So I found that really interesting as someone who grew up with reality TV, you know, like Malika, remember the early years of The Real World? And
oh yeah, we watched it all.
We watched it all from the beginning.
I was in kindergarten.
It was so revolutionary at the time. You were in kindergarten? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
So I remember, what is this? You know, and how it felt so fresh and new. And then, right, all these years later, it's still a format that is exciting and engaging. And it's fun to hear Liz like geek out on it also. And
all right. Now it's time to reveal our words of the year, which Azizi has coined WAFTY, which is a very handy acronym, word of the year, WAFTY. And we're going to share our 24 for 24 lists. Azizi, you are up first.
Oh.
What is your word of the year for 2024?
I was very inspired by Liz and Sarah's discussion about their team word and their process and all the different iterations that they went through. And one of the things they talked about was how fun it would be to rhyme with 24. They went through like some different words that rhyme with 24, and one of them really stuck for me. So I decided that my word is going to be soar. So soar in 2024. I love it. It sounds so good to my ears. I chose this word because, you know, I've talked about my journey, my career journey and my life journey. How the last 2 years there were a lot of big changes and a lot to absorb, and sort of just being steady took a lot of work, and just navigating what my new reality was took a lot of work. But now I'm coming out of that. I'm not feeling like a beginner anymore. So now is a time for me, I feel, to elevate and go above and beyond and to explore new ways of being. It's still a little heady, and I haven't found all the right words to describe the feeling that I'm going for, but it has to do with my feeling more steady and feeling like I could take on some new challenges. So push myself more, soar 2024.
Nice.
I already got a keychain from Disneyland that is Peter Pan and Wendy and Tinkerbell, and they're soaring, and it's so beautiful. So that I got my thing that's going to help me remember this word. And I'm thinking about some other ways to do that.
How do you do that so fast? I'm amazed.
It all starts with Disneyland.
Wow. What a great image of them flying.
Maybe I'll put my list in the show notes because I've made some digital stickers also that I've put all over my 24 for 24 list, and it makes me so happy.
Okay. So with SOAR in mind, what is on your 24 for 24 list?
So number one is intermittent fasting. This is something that I've done in the past and I found it helpful. So I want to do more research into it. And I think I want to move into eating between the hours of 12 and 8 p.m. Number two is a photo book party. This was an idea that I had that I'm doubling down on. I would love to have a time where we get together either virtually or in person and make a photo book together. Number three is auto camp reservation. Auto camp are these Airstream camping sites that are, it's sort of like glamping. My dad wants to take the girls. He got a gift certificate for one in Joshua Tree, and it's going to be on me to actually finalize the plans. This was a Christmas gift from last year, so I need to just do it.
Okay.
Launch the college journey.
Okay.
Whether I like it or not, my youngest is getting ready to apply for college. I need to prepare myself and prepare her, sign up for college tours, all of that work. Number five is invite awe. I read an article in Real Simple magazine about the power of being in awe and just being overcome or appreciating the wonder of the world. This is something I want to do more intentionally this year. And so under that, I have forest bathe, do a sound bath, and take a full moon hike. These are all things that I can do. I think at the Arboretum, actually, they offer all of these things. So that is how I'm going to try to invite more awe into my life. Number six is I need to read 12 books. I just need to read more. I'm thinking a book a month is really ambitious for me. However, one of my stumbling blocks is I lost my account with Audible somehow. It's a long story. And Audible was a way that I was, actually listening to books was a way I was doing it before. Maybe I'll add Libby also if I dig more into those two services.
I put it on your iPad.
I know you did. It's there.
Okay.
No, I need to. You're right.
Okay.
It's right here. But I need it in my car. I need to figure out because I commute and listening while I commute is how I consume content. So it just is going to take a few more steps. Number 7 is celebrate my birthday month. This was based on a listener suggestion. I think it was on Happier where a listener had a birthday in December and decided to make it like a Hallmark movie. This was really inspiring to me. So May is my birthday month. I'm going to figure out how to make that whole month kind of special. Number 8 is quintile planning. This is a strategy for best laid plans and Sarah Hart Unger. And she suggests that you dedicate an hour and a half to 2 hours each quintile to plan for the months ahead. And so I'm committing to giving myself that time to do that planning throughout the year.
What's a quintile, Azizi?
So a quintile is she breaks the year into 5 chunks. And has each quintile is either 2 or 3 months based on kind of what happens in those months. And that is how she plans, or that's how she suggests that you plan. So the next quintile coming up is January and February. And so I have time actually scheduled today to do all the planning, thinking about the meetings, thinking about the things I want to do for fun, thinking about what my goals are and how am I moving those forward in those months. Thinking about everybody else's, schedule and just having a master plan. We'll link to more information about her planning method, but it requires then 5 times a year, I'm dedicating an hour and a half to just thinking about the months ahead.
Great.
Number 9 is get a massage 6 times. Also ambitious. It's going to require some maneuvering and navigating and being proactive, but I know that massages make me feel better. And so it's worth it to dedicate some time to that and effort. Okay. Number 10 is all about dinner. I have really fallen off the wagon since I have been married, going on 2 years, and I have a lovely husband who likes to cook, plus, some eating out. I've stopped cooking dinner entirely, and I am committing myself to cooking dinner 4 times a year. I know how privileged I am that I don't have to think about this, but I want to get back into it, and I think the best thing is just to tiptoe back into it, and then I could grow from there. The reality is also I have a job that means I don't know exactly when I'm coming home, what time I'm coming home. So it's actually good for the whole family that they're not relying on me to make the dinner because
Mm,
sometimes I get home quite late. However, I do get some enjoyment out of it and I want to get back into it. So for the goal of dinner, I have cooked 4 dinners this year, and maybe that will snowball into more. And then also, I have sit at the table as a family. We don't do that. We
mm,
don't sit at the table as a family. We kind of we come together to make our plates and to, but then we all sort of go to our own corners. I my husband and I sit together, but it's at the TV usually. So anyway, I want to explore a family dinner situation.
okay.
Number 11 is keep my dentist appointments. When it comes time for my appointment, I find something more important that I should do instead, and I end up rescheduling, and it's a terrible habit. I need to break it. Okay, so Malika, number 12. Here's the thing. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Wedding thank yous, wedding thank yous. But this is what I decided. I love a retreat. I'm saying I want to take a gratitude retreat.
Oh,
And at this gratitude retreat, I will complete my wedding thank yous and I will maybe write a letter to a mentor or do some other
okay.
gratitude reflection. And I feel like if I call it a retreat and I make it a thing, and I
Yes,
go away somewhere, it will happen. So that's how I'm going to knock
I love
that off
it.
my list this year. Gratitude retreat. Okay, 13 is go Pasadena deep. I love where I live and I love discovering the little like historical gems and different
Mm,
cultural institutions. I want to go to Norton Simon. I haven't been there, I think, since I was a kid. It's been a long time. That's an art museum that's actually down the street. I want to hike Eaton Canyon. Haven't done that since we were a kid. We grew up kind of nearby.
across the street from it.
Okay, literally across the street from the Eaton Canyon, which is very popular now. It's a very popular hiking spot. It's really beautiful, and I haven't hiked to the waterfall since I was a kid. There's an event where they close off the 110 freeway, a portion of it, the Pasadena part to Highland Park, and you could walk or bike on the freeway. And I missed it last year, and it looks like so much fun. 110 freeway is a historic freeway. I think it was one of the first freeways in the country. Who Framed Roger Rabbit takes place in that area. So I want to walk that. I think that would be so cool. Okay, there's a rabbit museum in
Mm,
Altadena, I think it is technically. It's a whole museum about rabbits. That's so wild. I want to go there, see what that's about. And then a couple of other things. I won't get into them all. It's just in the interest of time. So anyway, I have a number of things that I want to do related to Pasadena. Number 14 is just visit Glen Ivy. It's this beautiful outdoor spa. They have, I don't know, 6 or 7 different kinds of pools that are different temperatures. They have a mud area where you can like have a mud bath thing. It's out in the desert, I think towards Palm Springs. Number 15 is okay, adulting. There's a number of things under adulting that I need to tackle. I need to make sure that I have all the proper insurance. I'm feeling like I haven't quite got everything that I need. I need a more intentional plan around my taxes. I need a more intentional plan around my retirement. And I need to get the real ID from the
oh,
DMV. 16 is no spend January 1st to February 1st. Have a no spend month where I'm not buying anything that's not essential, not related to food, basically. Passport and global entry. 18 is do the happiness project work. There's going to be some work ahead. I want to track it and just give myself reminders to do that all year. 19 is 24 dates with Grayson. I actually ended up doing 23 dates for 2023, and it was fun to track and think about those things. So I'm going to put that on again. 4 day trips with my girls. So just finding times when we can do things together. 21 is develop a weekly strength training regimen
mm,
routine. For Christmas, I got dumbbells I think they go up to 50 pounds.
okay.
And we got a weightlifting bench. So now I feel like I have
Wow.
everything I need to actually make our garage a strength training place. So I just need to find a regimen that I can follow and do weekly. I have beach once a month and Huntington twice a month.
Okay.
This is also carryover from last year that I kind of enjoyed, but I'm increasing my my visits to the Huntington. I want to try to go twice a month. And 23 is publish an essay. So this is last year I had write a white paper, and this is a little more focused. It's about actually maybe getting published or having the goal of being published in a journal of some sort. 24 is explore minimalism and frugality, pushing against my overbuying tendencies, and I don't know, immersing myself with more information and resources about how to live with less.
Mm.
And then I have a bonus 25, which is my bedtime routine,
Mm.
which I felt like I couldn't figure out how to work it in, but I still need to have focus on that and try to get to bed at a reasonable time. And then, okay, Malika, the last thing is the 2024 challenge.
Right.
Right? The right for 24
Yes.
minutes. I'm going to try to write for 2 plus 4 minutes a day, which is 6.
Okay. That's an interesting spin.
4 felt like too little. 2 felt like too little. So 2 plus 4 is 6. I feel like 6 minutes a day. And maybe I'm going to work that into my bedtime routine. Try to brainstorm for 6 minutes a day. That's a lot.
How does it feel to read them all out loud?
It feels good. These are ideas that I've been thinking about for a while. You know, some of them are iterations from my last list. I think I have a good list here, but somehow I really do feel like going from 23 to 24, we've tipped over into, wow. I don't know. That's just how it feels for me saying them all out loud. But maybe it's because it's the first time I'm saying them out loud. I don't know. Like next year, we might want to do 2 plus 5 goals or something.
Well, there's a lot of goals on yours, like adulting has like 4 big things under it.
You're right.
Those could each be their own
That's true.
thing. They don't have to. I think no judgment on your style, but there are ways that we're nesting goals.
I gave myself more work is the bottom line. You're absolutely right about that. We'll see how it goes.
I hear the soar in there. There's a lot of big ways that you are pushing yourself, which I think is great.
Thank you.
I'm here for it.
Yay.
All 25. Azizi, how's your dinner game these days?
Well, Malika, I used to struggle with what to cook for dinner.
You're cooking now?
Okay. Actually, my husband used to struggle with what to make for dinner. I mean, meal planning, grocery lists, yuck. But then we found Prep Dish. It's a weekly meal planning service that tells you exactly what to cook. And now they've partnered with Instacart, so your grocery list becomes a ready-to-go online cart.
Ooh, what's in your cart, Azizi?
All of the Prep Dish ingredients, plus I can add energy drinks, chili crisp, lipstick, whatever, and check out in just a few clicks. Shopping online is so fun. The meals are family-friendly, healthy, and super easy to prep. Dinner is easy to make, and now we look forward to new tasty meals.
Prep Dish is offering our listeners 2 weeks free. Just head to prepdish.com/happierladies to sign up. Again, that's prepdish.com/happierladies.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Okay, Malika, it's your turn. What is your wafty? Let's start with that.
All right. So my wafty is yogi. This is a word that has come up. And at first I was just like, no, that's ridiculous. I can't do that. And it just kept kind of nagging me and wanting to be the word. So I'm taking it on.
Tell me about it.
One of my goals for the last several years has been to just incorporate more yoga into my life. Whenever I'm in a regular practice, I feel really good physically, and it's something that I get a lot from going to yoga classes, but also just doing yoga at home. It was super helpful throughout my pregnancy and postpartum. I did a postpartum class with baby. Once the kid starts crawling, you're kindly asked to leave, to graduate. You can't be in it anymore. And I just remember that happened in April, and it was just like the saddest. They let me finish the session, but Indigo was like on other people's mats. He was like up harassing the teacher and all of the things that you want your baby to be doing developmentally. But it was just like, no, this is my happy place. So since that, I haven't really found another class to go to regularly, or it's just been a struggle. And so I think by focusing on this for the year, I'm really giving myself many chances and angles to really try to embody this spirit of yoga. And I also feel like the ethos of yogi, so making that like the identity, it covers a lot of other lifestyle awareness that I want to have around what I'm eating and mindfulness, and even thinking about the way that I'm parenting and relationships. I think there's kind of a yogi approach that is very much like learner's mindset and taking in information and iterating without judgment and being able to fall and get up and just try again. I don't know the depths of this word, but I feel like there's a lot to explore in it. So I'm looking forward to it. My yogi year.
That sounds lovely. It sounds very peaceful and forgiving and grounded. And I feel like you exploring yogi, some of it might rub off on me. I might get some benefit also from this, your word. Somehow I like this for you. And you are so happy when you do yoga. You've been doing yoga for a long time. You know, you're someone who likes to go to the classes and you like to have a community around it. So I'm excited that you're going to pursue that again.
Thank you. So my 24 for 24 list, number 1 is travel. I'd like to do 4 family trips and then 4 overnights with just Norm and me. Number 2, going to in-person yoga, Pilates, or Qigong classes 36 times in the year. So that's about 3 times a month. This is a part of the yoga year, but I'm just counting yoga, Pilates, and Qigong as they're all kind of same type of movement.
What's Qigong, Malika?
Qigong is an Eastern movement practice. It has a lot of links to Chinese medicine. There's a lot of similarities between Qigong and Tai Chi. An acupuncture practitioner that I went to offered Qigong classes during the pandemic, which I did online, and I just really enjoyed it. It's a very kind of gentle way of moving, having to do with energy and alignment. I find it really relaxing and grounding. And they happen to offer a class at the Y where I go once a week. I haven't made it yet, but I would love to check it out. Number 3, a daily yoga practice. So this is like the meat of the yoga year. And the bar is low. It could be 5 minutes. It could be a forward fold and a downward dog.
Oh.
It's doesn't have to be a whole big thing. It's just doing some yoga every day.
That feels manageable.
Right? Number 4, write 2 to 4 minutes a day in a planner. Getting that trifecta. I have a physical planner that I've talked about, a Hobonichi, and I want to get into the habit of planning out the day ahead of time or reflecting on the day before. Doing both of those things or one of those things, but some kind of daily connection to it. Number 5 is to set monthly style goals. So there's a few things in this category. There will be 12. I don't know what they all are. One is to get some better leggings and kind of like athletic wear. I'm kind of outsized and holes, or, I need to upgrade that.
Yes.
One idea is to kind of be inspired by the character Bo Johnson from the show Blackish. I look forward to having kind of a fun, different style goal each month.
I imagine some Pinterest boards, maybe one for each month.
Perhaps. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'm giving you more work to do. But I like this one. That's good. That's exciting. It's fun.
Number 6, start and finish the Happiness Project Revisited. You and I are both doing the Happiness Project, and I wanted to put it on this list to make sure I follow through. I want to start it and I want to finish it and kind of check in each month. Number 7, monthly friend dates.
Oh, nice.
Number 8, I want to visit the campus art museum. Number 9 is to try other options in the dining hall. So there's there are many places to eat on campus.
Branch out.
There's this food court, and I always go to the place that has orange chicken, and I just can't seem to go anywhere else. But I think
orange chicken is delicious.
There's plenty of other cuisines, and I need to bust out of my rut there. Number 10, this is inspired by Sarah, is to dramatically reduce my paper towel use. I'm going to explore the products that she's transitioned to and try to work those into our household. Number 11 is once a month, go to some kind of live performance. So either a play or a concert or dance performance. Number 12 is to send out resumes to local theaters. This is kind of a reach goal because I feel like, I don't have time to really do a play, but I have time. I think I could do a reading or something that was a smaller time commitment, and people need to know who I am in order to cast me, right? Or even invite me into a casting process. So this is a part of a longer game of finding my artistic roots in this new part of the country for me. I think this is a good first step. Number 13 is to take some kind of acting class or workshop. So either to find something that I can go to or to create something. I have made some friends with other artists in the area who might be open to doing like a scene study or something kind of more ad hoc. I'm not sure what that will look like, but I want to do something with other actors. Number 14, 6 spa moments. This could be a facial, it could be a soak or a massage, but some kind of spa experience. 15, there's a bowling alley near us that has a trivia night.
Oh, wow.
I just want to check that out. Pub trivia is like a love language.
Malika and Norm participated on a trivia team for years, and they're really hard to beat. I think this is exciting.
You give us more credit.
Maybe I should say you're really hard for me to beat.
Okay.
I can be more specific.
Number 16 is to do some kind of Ayurveda workshop. Last year, the goal was to just learn about Ayurveda, and I did not do that. So this is a little more concrete. I need to take a class or do some kind of workshop. Number 17 is to create a manifesto. This is a word that my husband coined around a manifesto around what you're eating. So giving some thought to the kind of lifestyle I want to have and what my guidelines are going to be for eating this year.
So can you say the word again?
Manifesto.
Why mangia?
In Italian, mangia means eat. Mange.
Oh, I'm not supposed to just know that. Like, doesn't that require some defining?
Manifesto.
So manja means eat in Italian?
Yes.
Oh, got it. Okay, thank you. I'm all caught up now.
Okay. Number 18 is mail mastery. I would like to reach physical inbox 0 twice a month. This is one of my big adulting hangups is dealing with the physical mail. So twice a month, I will open all of the mail.
Wow.
Number 19 is to start our estate planning. This is a carryover. Number 20 is to once a month put a new piece of artwork on the walls.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Coming at this again.
Coming at it again, but I like this angle. This is a good angle.
Yes. Once a month.
Yes.
Number 21 is to do some kind of family photo project for my son. So particularly for the relatives that don't live close, I want him to see their faces often and have them in his room or something in a book or on the wall. I just need to do some thinking around that, but I would like to have some kind of family photo thing for him.
So could you do this during the photo party?
I think so. That would be a great time to work on it.
Perfect.
Number 22 is to host friends 4 times over the year. Hosting or initiating a gathering. It doesn't have to be at our house, but I think something with other families. Number 23 is to create a birthday month experience. So I just took that right from you.
Yeah. Nice.
I do have a milestone birthday this year. First I was just going to put like, make fun birthday plans. And I was like, why just do it on one day when I could do it the whole month?
Right? I like this because then your birthday month is June. Yeah. So like May and then June, there could be some synergy there. I like that.
And then number 24 is to romanticize the weekend. Taking another page out of your book about romanticizing life or things that feel challenging. I would like to romanticize the weekend and kind of think through some routines that would be nice to do as a family or some things on my own, but just it feels like the weekend has felt like a wasteland is too strong of a word, but like
A garbage
the
heap.
Wild West. It's just such a funny, I don't know. There's been some challenges. So I think I want to really get into it instead of ignoring it or just letting it happen, but see how I can be more intentional to create a weekend that I feel in love with most weekends.
I like that.
And those are my goals. 24 for 24.
Yay. Those are great goals. Oh, I love that.
Now it's time for our segment, Happiness Obstacle, where we share circumstances that are getting in the way of our happiness. Azizi, what is your happiness obstacle right now?
So as we are recording this, it is December 31st. And in a couple of days, January 2nd, I have to go back to work. And I've had the benefit of being off for 2 weeks and really just being able to separate myself from work and really like lean into the holidays, into family and fun. And it's been a fantastic time. And now I have to go back to work. And I love work. Don't get me wrong. I love work. However, I'm feeling some sadness. I'm feeling some, I don't know. I'm feeling it's like I'm trying to figure out how to get the energy back up to jump back into work, into the busyness and everything that I have to do in the new year there. And on top of that, it's not just finding the energy and the momentum to get back into work. It's also the sadness of leaving the holidays behind. I feel like October through December, it's such intense, fun, celebratory, family-focused event after event, and that's all over. The Christmas tree is dying. I have to say goodbye, and I'm having a hard time with that. So, what about you, Malika? How do you feel about this time of year?
It's funny because I kind of feel like I'm itching to get back to work in a certain way, or itching to get back into the routine. I think because every day is different and our childcare looks different right now. I'm working remotely some days, and it just has felt like a little bit too much of a free fall. And like, I am looking forward to having more structure again. But I do resonate with looking for what's the next special thing, or what's the next kind of organizing principle. I feel like the holidays, it's so clear what we're supposed to be doing and how we decorate our homes. And there's a lot that's kind of teed up to get into. That's not as clear for January, but I think what helps me is really leaning into the goals and whatever New Year energy and kind of making that the thing for January, thinking about routines and what are the habits that I want to do. All of that takes the space of the holidays for me.
It's interesting, especially since you have a young child. I can hear how it can be disruptive, actually, to not have that regular routine. That's not a particular challenge or difficulty for me, being on the other end, of parenting. But I can see how there's some comfort in getting back to what the regular routine is. But I appreciate the goal setting. I think that's a good idea. And it also occurred to me that maybe there's something in the calendar of catalysts that Rubin has, all the minor holidays, and then those other kinds of special calendar things that we can add to the calendar to kind of look forward to.
Yeah. I think also whatever your first kind of trip or getaway is, kind of starting to plan that now. So you have that to look forward to. MLK weekend is coming up. Do you have plans for that 3-day weekend? That's going to be here very soon. And that could be a thing to get excited about and look forward to.
That's a good idea. So I'm curious if the listeners have any ideas or suggestions. What do you do to help get past the end of the holiday blues or the return to work blues? Do you have any habits or routines or things that you do to bring your spirits back up again after this festive winter period?
Yes, let us know. So now it is time for peaks and valleys, because in life, there are always peaks and valleys. Even episodes, Azizi does a peak and I do a valley. So Azizi, what is your peak?
I am going to shout out my husband Grayson for planning we had just a small getaway overnight. It was to our regular familiar place, Disneyland. But the thing that was special about it, or the reason why I'm shouting him out, is because he took care of all the details. He took care of all the details. He, chose the hotel. He figured out the parking situation. He got the tickets. He did it all. And that was so nice, so generous. I felt like I could really relax and just enjoy the vacation without having to worry about what was going to happen or, if certain details were taken care of. So
that's awesome. Go Grayson.
Yes.
I love that you get pampered in this way.
Yeah, me too. And as we were driving back, Grayson was like, feels like we were gone even longer. We've talked about this before, how much relaxation you can get from a short trip.
The power of the one night getaway when it's done right.
Yeah, that's good stuff. What about you, Malika? What's your valley?
So my valley is a parenting transition. Indigo is officially a toddler now. I had a moment this morning where I was on a walk with him and the dog. There's like these walking trails, bike paths that we went to. And kind of one of my regular routines of things that I can do on my own is take the dog and the baby for a walk. And it's nice. We're all getting out. The baby's in the stroller. The dog gets to sniff new things. I listen to a podcast or whatever. And we're just in a season now where the baby doesn't want to be in the stroller when we're out walking. If he's awake, he's like, I want to be walking too. Hello. And that's just not easy to do with two adults, that's fine. But to maneuver a dog and a toddling baby and a stroller, it's just like out of the question in a certain environment where there's other people. And Spikes it was clear that he wanted to be out and I knew that I couldn't take him out. And then he realized he wasn't going to get out and it was just meltdown. It was cold. The wind was stinging our faces. His nose was running. Like, I just felt like, oh man, this is the end of an era. And I remember like months and months ago when I first went out with the dog and the baby in the stroller and to a walking park. And I felt so like, I got this. Look at me. And now it's just like, that's over.
You had a really good run. It was a good run. Like that was months and months.
Yeah, I had lots of pictures, well documented those moments. It's a new paradigm. So, people have said this to me and I know this already, even just from 1 year and several months, that as soon as you kind of get used to something, it changes with children because they're constantly evolving. And I'm just like feeling that so much like, oh, I'm not ready to change yet.
And I can't imagine having to go through a baby meltdown in the cold, the stinging cold. I've had to deal with many baby meltdowns when my girls were younger, at Target or at the park, but it wasn't 20 degrees outside. That seems like it makes it even sadder. So I'm sorry you had to deal with that. But on the other hand, your baby he's thriving. He's growing up. He's got ideas and opinions. He expresses them. Those are all good things.
Yeah, they're good things. Well, that brings us to the end of this episode. Let's leave on a happier thought. Azizi, what are you going to try this week?
Well, okay. So I'm thinking about Wafty, my word of the year, and how I can make sure that it is present all year long. I feel like I'm on a good track with the keychain, but now I maybe need some other things around in my environment to help me remember and keep me focused. What about you, Malika?
Yeah, I think I want to do the same. I haven't been very proactive in the past about getting a bracelet or a keychain or something like that. So I think I want to try that this year, see if I can find something that will remind me of yogi. And I think I want to try to go to my first yoga class this week.
That's a good idea. Start right away.
All right. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you like us, rate, review, tell a friend, and follow us.
Send us a message at happierladies@gmail.com and tell us something you liked about Happier and Happier in Hollywood this week.
Our theme music was created by Wyatt Muncie.
And we also want to give a special shout out to Gretchen Rubin, Liz Kraft, and Sarah Fain for inspiring our conversation each week.
You can find us on Instagram at happierladies and on the web at happierladies.com, where you can find the show notes for this episode. All right, Azizi, have a happier week.
Have a happier week, Malika.
Bye.
Bye. For our listeners who don't know, Malika is a trivia champion.
Champion is too generous, but we did come in second place at least once.
Okay.
This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.